Welcome crew and listeners. Secure your tinfoil hats, buckle down tight, and hold on loosely as we soar over the rocky tops of the Platas on a rocky mountain high, get sucked into the vortex of the four corners, and settle down snugly at mile marker 420 in colorful Colorado. It is Saturday, February 25th, Sunday, February 26th, for those of you across the pond and beyond. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, and thank you so much for joining us this lovely Saturday on We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in Rockies. I'm your host, TessaTNT, and we are broadcasting live from the Mile High Clubhouse tonight. I'm so glad you guys could join us this evening. Despite all my technical shenanigans going on here, it's insane. I work hours and hours and hours on this stuff, and then I come back after everything's worked out, and everything is still amok. But I hope you guys had an awesome week, that you didn't work too hard, you enjoyed your week. Oh, I'm blowing out the speaker, Jason said. You can turn this down. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Is that working? Okay. Maybe that's better, because I was on two different channels. For some apparent reason, I don't know. I came back and one channel is just working everything. Yes. So this week was a good week for me, despite all the snow and colds. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed your week as well. So, if you're listening to us live right now, you may be listening to us on KPNL Radio, which you can find on KPNL Radio at kpnl-bb.com. You may also find us live right now on eTalk Radio, which you can find on etalk.tv/radio. We're also live right now on Facebook, YouTube, as well as Twitch. I'm not sure if you guys check that out, but yeah, I heard Twitch is a thing these days. If you want to listen to us in your free time, whether you're working it, or working out, check us out under We Are Paradox Media at Spreaker, Twitter, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Facebook, Castbox, Tumblr, SoundCloud, TuneIn Radio, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podcast Chaser, Podvine. And if you don't mind, please mosey on over to our YouTube under We Are Paradox Media. Please subscribe, give us a like for any video that you've watched or listened to, and leave us a comment, whether good or bad. We'll take it all the same. We'll try to fix what we can. Right now, I know the sound is a major issue that has been plaguing me. But it's all good. We'll get it worked out. I have somebody coming in to work with me tomorrow to try to figure this out. I've spent many YouTube hours and everything. Last night, everything was perfecto. The only thing I had to figure out was the guest sound. But guess what? It's still a mess. So this evening, I have a treat for all my guys and gals out there. This evening, we will be talking to and getting to know our guests on the Paradox Paranormal Forum. We have Mr. Robert White from Australia. We also have Travis Willier Moostoos, and he is from Alberta, I believe. And it's going to be a show. You guys, welcome, and thanks so much for hanging out.
And this is where we mess with that. And not talk. Hey, Tess. Hello, everybody in the universe.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for having me back. It's a pleasure to be here talking again. And bless the universe, and bless everybody out there.
You can do it.
Major delay, clapping. And did it.
Yeah, something was cracked. For my week's been good. There's been a lot of cold air around, and a lot of people have been talking about those balloons, and if you guys want to chat about that, I'll I got some things to say.
I can't hear anything.
Well, he was talking. Can hear you now.
Rob, are you getting silence too?
Yeah. Silent here on the end. For whatever reason, Tessa is not coming through. Really?
It's this one. Finally lost. Sorry, I lost Robert. Travis's phone. He's gone. Now they're all gone. Oh my goodness. So I don't know if this is coming through, but this is odd. Very strange. Okay, so that should be better. Bouncing over here. Bouncing everywhere. Hopefully we can get them back on. I'm not sure what to do about this. I'm going to turn off. This is so weird. I don't want to, but we might just have to scrub the show for tonight. Oh, there's Travis. Hello, Travis.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got a lot of feedback.
Okay, hold on, let me see what I can do. Well, it looks like it's pretty bad. That doesn't look any better. Speaker, see, I had this all worked out last night and then I turned back on. Hold on. See, I turned on the computer today and it's totally screwed. I don't know what the deal is. Is that any better?
Yeah, actually, you sound a lot better.
Good. Holy shnikes. Yeah, a lot of people don't believe it. Okay, so Jason's saying he can't hear me. Turn off my camera really quick. It's coming through. I don't know why you can't hear me. Maybe because we switched it really quick and came back. Yeah. Does anybody have any Xanax? I'm just kidding. I'll put it in here. It should be back. So what do you think about all this spy balloon and UFO shenanigans going on?
I don't think they're shooting them at all. I don't think they're shooting otherworldly craft. They're definitely shooting their own meat stuff. Or one instance I think it could be like a you said, other countries for weather balloons, fly balloons. But yeah, like I said, I don't think they're shooting other extraterrestrial life forms.
Right?
Yeah.
And they're saying that it's UFO, but they're not saying what exactly it is, and they haven't been able to find it. And it's like, really? You could find it in the ocean over here on the East Coast, but you can't find this other thing. And then I saw pictures, too, from somebody else, and I don't know, it looked like they did find it. I'm not sure what's going on with that.
Yeah. I know there hasn't been anything released in terms of like photos of crafts being found, but there was a cool article I read back in 2016 or 2017 when the military had fired a missile and it was literally shut down by UFOs, and it landed in the ocean, and the Navy went to go retrieve it. And they had a helicopter guy lowered to the water, and when he went to go retrieve the missile, the UFO pulled the missile down deeper into the water so they could never retrieve it.
Yeah, that's crazy. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, the first one they're saying was a Chinese balloon, and then they're saying, no, it's not. For these other ones, it's something smaller. Then there was a story about a birthday party, and they had shot down a birthday balloon, and these missiles aren't cheap. So they're trying to figure out what the heck that's all about.
Sorry, I barely caught any of that.
Oh shit. I don't know why it keeps changing. And I'm trying to fix your sound for Spreaker, because over here it seems to be working fine, but otherwise it's just weird. But the show must go on. So we'll get it figured out. And he was like, I even got on the phone with Mia earlier and got this figured out, and it's just like, I don't know, very freaking complicated, it seems. I'm not sure what it's doing, but we're still on other outlets, so So as far as you know, since you're up there in Canada, does it seem like there's different news than we're getting down here? Is there more talk about what actually happened or what they've actually found, or no?
There's a few of them. I think there was like a hobby balloon let go of one of them with a hobby balloon, the octagon looking one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're saying one of them might be a hobby balloon. But
yeah, is that the one that they were saying came from not the UFO, but the birthday party?
From what I've read from the article, it said that they weren't sure how it got released. But yeah, I can only imagine, right?
I know, it's so weird.
Yeah, because normally these things when they're reported seeing, they're being reported sighted around nuclear sites or warships, and they're shutting down these stations. There was a Cobra 17 that was shut down one time, and these things are doing this without any effort or any. So it's like I don't think that F-22 missile with 9 missiles is going to really hit it.
No.
They just shut it down. Especially when they can just do 90-degree turns with no any visible propulsion. It turns, just goes. So
willy-nilly.
Well, here's the funny part. It's like a human being can only stand 32 G, and these things are being reported going at least 400 G, or at least 49 to 100 G. So it's like these things are defying the laws of gravity.
Yeah, and then I also heard some other theories on the news. I don't know if they're theories or just propaganda that they're trying to feed us, but that these other things that were shot down didn't have any sort of propulsion system or anything like that.
Yeah, because they were just floating along. Yeah, because they were just floating along, like 30 kilometers per hour, like a balloon would.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I think they were. Like, I don't think they were anything extraterrestrial.
Right. So Susie was saying you were echoing, but I'm hoping I fixed that because, you were coming through on the cable output for some apparent reason, but it's looking pretty clear to me, so hopefully it sounds better. Still echoing? Yeah, let me see what we can do over here. Yeah, I'm like, the best thing to do is just keep on talking. Because otherwise I can't figure it out from things bouncing. But yeah, as far as it looks on the page, when you talk, it bounces when you're talking, but I don't see an echo. Hello, Truzido. So do any of the tribal council or elders have anything to say about that? Travis, you're muted.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was muted there. You know what? I haven't really brought it up to them. I haven't asked them. So maybe they do have something to say. But not too worried about it. I try to bring it up before too, for like how I see a lot of them flying over these, in the sky, and whatnot. But they wanted to have lunch, and so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. So we know that one was, like you said, like a hobby balloon. Then I saw the family that said it came from their birthday party or whatever, and then people were complaining because of how much money is spent on the missile that shot that down. But it's like, do you do it and get complaints, or do you not do it and still get complaints? Like, either way, whatever they do, they're still losing. because people just continue to complain.
Yeah. I don't know what, because like in terms of the radar system and what they're picking up and stuff, that's all on them, right? That's all on that's their calls, right? Like whether it's like like ours or some foreign object, or you know what I mean. But like I said, that's all on their call, right? So that's on them. But like I don't like, for me, the concerns for like the spy balloons and whatnot, like I didn't see any. Like I didn't see any. Like, to be honest with you, I didn't see anything flying over like that. But I have seen like different crafts and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So. But yeah, no, like
I know.
the balloons, the way they're described are just. Sorry, go ahead.
No, and I know that you got some like really awesome pictures as far as UFOs or UAPs or whatever the hell they want to call them these days.
Well, yeah. It's just the flying risk guy, right?
Yeah. They're all up there, I don't care what you call it, and even the people on the news media are calling them UFOs because it's unidentified flying objects. But at the same time, I don't know, UFOs, UAPs, to me it's all the same. It's all unidentified. So what the hell is it?
Yeah. And there's a reason to that. The UAP is anomalous object.
Mm-hmm.
Anomalous phenomenon. I mean, but yeah, it's like they're reported going into like solid matter like mountains. They're going into the depths of the sea, and they're going up to the space. They're just jumping up there. And then there's nothing they can do to explain like anything like that. So I don't see them hitting with any missiles.
Yeah, because generally, like, I don't know, all the past experiences with UFOs, and yes, I know technology has changed as far as our bullets and our missiles and everything else, but like back in the 1940s and 50s and other times like that, when like there was that big scare in Hollywood and there was this huge flying saucer and they're trying to shoot it down and it did nothing to it. But yeah, these things, I don't know, I don't feel like they're alien. I think they're man-made, because otherwise, how could they shoot them down unless there was something different going on with it, you know what I mean? Unless, like, their shields were down or something. Maybe they're trying to test our weapons? I'm not sure. Because I think even if our weapons hit on whatever force field they might have, then they could still test it that way. I don't think they'd have to actually hit something in order to test it.
Yeah, I was like, they should just make a giant Canadian maple leaf balloon.
Right?
Just jokes, but.
So I'm just changing something over here really quick just to make sure that's not the issue. But yeah, I was listening to, I don't know if you know who Selena Spooky Boo is, but her brother Joel finally came back, so I had to listen to that show earlier while I was taking a bath, and they're both wearing their tinfoil hats and shit, and she's like, the aliens are here! Yeah, this is crazy. Even Truzido is saying you're echoing, and I don't get where that's coming from. I have this one thing muted over here. Maybe I should mute everything in between. See if that works. I can't mute my headphones because then I can't hear you. Maybe I should mute it over here too. 8283 and it's like plain bingo. Oh, he says he thinks you may be echoing because you have your speaker and mic feedbacking. I don't know. But hopefully what I did just now will help it. Do you have ear pods in right now, or do you have your speaker on?
Right now I have I'm talking through
Travis?
through speaker, kind of Bluetooth style.
So I can hear you. There we go.
Yeah, no, I was
Can you know?
through Bluetooth.
Yeah, it's because I got rid of a few things, but I can hear Travis.
Hello, testing, hello.
Hello! Welcome back. Holy
Oh, it's
shnikes.
working now? You hear me?
This is so
It's working now? You hear
confusing.
me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you now. I was like, what the crack? Yeah, they were wearing their tinfoil hats, and then her brother Bill was like, well, I didn't know he had to wear headphones, so he had to redo his tinfoil hat. But they look super cute, and they're just like talking about their experiences, like seeing beams of light coming down to the ground, which we've had these over in the Four Corners area here in Colorado. And then there was something else. Oh, the sighting of a woman that went into like an emergency unit who had an oblong head and really big black eyes and other stuff like that. These days, a lot of people would say, that's a demon. But, no, I don't know. It's just weird, all the stuff that's happening. It's like everything is hitting all at once. I don't know. It's pretty freaky.
Yeah, no, a lot of alien extraterrestrials are already among us for thousands of years.
Yeah, I believe that too. I believe, like, even before we were here, they could have been here.
Definitely. There's definitely some of that going on.
So some of the different things I can think of are like ant people. So I know the natives down here in our region of North America talk about the ant people. What about up in Canada? Do you guys have that as well?
Yeah,
The
cavern builders, dwellers in the earth. They built a lot of temples and they did a lot of different ceremonies, and they used their antlers to also connect spirituality of the world, and they also sent other world dimensions with them. The ants use their antennas. But the antler people are similar.
So is it antler people or ant people?
The ant people.
Ant people, okay. Yeah, that's what I've heard too. Robert, do you guys have anything like that down there as far as like alien lore?
Can't say that we have. Not that I have been aliens in the area, but I can't answer your question.
You can't answer my question. I'm dumb. Oh, funny guy.
Yeah, and then the antler people were similar to the ant people, that they were ground dwellers, and they built temples, and they used their antlers to actually think like sense in a dark kind of deal.
Yeah, it's kind of like going underground, and I'm kind of worried about that too, like with the weather and like volcanic phenomenon and things like that. Like, if enough volcanoes go off, or if a meteor hits or whatever, there's going to be that shit in the sky where you can't survive above ground. You have to go underground and then go out to forage or whatever. So that makes you wonder where they came from. Are they originally humans, or were they originally aliens? Like, what the hell happened? I don't know. And it sounds like a dumb question, but at the same time, it's just, thinking about different theories. I don't believe there is such thing as a dumb question, although I feel dumb when I ask it. But yeah, it just kind of makes you wonder, like, where exactly did ant people come from? And were they here first? A lot of people have that theory too, like, maybe they were here first and, we came second.
A lot of a lot of these evolved at the same time. A lot of different things. Like you had alien alligator people. You have the buffalo man-eater people, and like all these different animal beast kind of like different tribes of these animal beast races that lived across the earth, among humans too.
Yeah, and that's true. Like, and that's especially seen like in Egypt with all the different carvings, petroglyphs, whatever you want to call it, where they show these half human, half animal people. And it's like, are they wearing like a headdress, or is that actually part of their stasis? And there's stories about how they were half and half, and how that was from different like genealogical experiments and stuff back in the day. Like, how the heck does that happen?
I'm sure in the Great Pyramid, there's a hieroglyph of how the nine ships came down, the 9 different animal races, and these animal races decided to shed their animalistic ways and become. So some of them did transform into human in their origins. That's like the Egypt's Great Pyramid.
And I also thought it was funny, I was hearing that, because certain people talk about the pyramids and when they were built, and the pyramids, like even in Cleopatra's time, was built far before she was even around, like way, way, way back in ancient times, before even Cleopatra was around for quite some time. I don't know, it's pretty intriguing just to hear these different stories and theories. And yes, I know they had sleds, or what looked like sleds, to haul these different things across the sand on logs, or however they did it, but I don't know, to me it's still amazing. I also heard that originally pyramids had marble on the outside when they took the marble to build other structures, and they also had the gold peak. So the gold peak with the sandstone structures, but then they had the marble structure on the outside, then they took the marble to build other things. I don't know, there's so much crap going on out there. It's kind of perplexing to try to figure out what exactly happened. And then the fact that, if it were built by slaves, like somebody was saying it wouldn't have been built very well because these people aren't happy, and that these temples, aka pyramids, were actually built by taxpayers. This is how they would pay their taxes. Have you guys heard anything like that? Because I heard that for the first time today, and I was like, are you serious? That's the way they paid their taxes, was to build a pyramid? And you would take 2 months out of your year to build a pyramid. So every citizen would take 2 months out of their year to build a pyramid. That doesn't really seem like a long enough time, but at the same time, I don't know how long it does take to build a pyramid.
Well, they did use a lot of the giant help, and they used oil. They poured it along sand, and they dragged blocks. Some of the blocks made it easier. But like I said, a lot of the giant. I'm not too sure about the taxes, but I know they definitely were paid.
Yeah, they were saying this was a way that the Egyptians or whoever would pay their taxes. They'd spend 2 months out of their year to build this pyramid instead of it being built by slaves. I don't know what to believe anymore, because so many things are disproven, even fossils and what year they were actually laid on the ground. So many things are disproven, and I love science. That was one of my favorite courses in school. And then, I don't know, scientific theory. Things are disproven. Things are shown to be false. And it just makes you wonder, what's really happening?
Yeah, my favorite one right now recently was the footprints found in the rock in Mexico, dated back to like 40,000. So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I just saw one recently too that was actually, I believe, in the UK. They found some fossilized like T-Rex prints or something, And at first they didn't know what they were looking at, and they're like, holy shnikes, and then they try to date that. But it's all in scientific theory. When exactly was that put there? How long ago was that?
Yeah, it's cool. I see a lot of those. I see a lot of those fossilized dinosaur eggs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And a lot of stuff's being, I almost said shit, but a lot of stuff is being found in canals, like dinosaur eggs, and dinosaur prints. I think it's because the way that the water is receding, things are being rediscovered that weren't before, because, you know, the water had risen, now it's going, even though, you know, we have all this melting of, you know, the ice shelves and stuff like that. Water is receding in so many places, like in Italy right now. The canals are dry. You can't even go on a gondola ride. It's insane, because the Alps aren't getting enough snow, but in other places it's flooding. So it's kind of like we're taking turns with all of these crazy things going on in the world. It's really hard to wrap your mind around it. Or my mind.
Anything to say on that, Robert?
No, not really.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, I'm excited though for all the new discoveries, and then it'd be awesome when finally make it an open thing, like where we advance alongside and actually make our way into the space, like a space race, like not a space race like the space bearing race. Like, you know, be actually exploring other planets, covering our past in the solar system, in the Milky Way galaxy, our home.
And it's funny how, like, when you look up to the sky, you're drawn to certain things. So for me, it's like Sirius. Not like I'm serious, but Sirius, the planet, or whatever you want to call it, the star, whatever it is. And then the Milky Way, like different things I think different people are drawn from. Was that where you originally came from, or is there a particular reason for it? But I don't know. I believe that aliens are living among us, and I think there's alien hybrids, and I kind of feel like I'm a mutant, my kids are mutants, and you know, they all have the big eyes and all that stuff going on. It could just be genetics. My son with the 6 fingers on his right hand. There's so many different things going on, and especially when it comes to like having particular gifts as far as spirituality and being able to see or hear or acknowledge things that a lot of other people from the herd mentality don't. And the herd mentality is a really big thing these days. So I don't know. She says. Okay, so Jim and Sandra.
It gets real interesting when we're like when we do hypno regression therapy and you start to see your past lives and some of us actually have full fragments from being extraterrestrials from other galaxies or past lives have been once being an alien or from another planet. And people awaken sometimes and they remember those things. And it's cool when they do that. It gives us a little bit more insight into that.
Robert just looks like he's up to something, but so Susie's back in here and she said Robert and Travis are echoing. I don't hear it. And then I asked Trudeau earlier, and he said, yes, you guys were. But even on this right here, it doesn't even show you guys are echoing, so I'm not sure exactly what to do, because you guys are bouncing when you should be bouncing. Maybe I should...
Well, when you're talking, Tessa, I can hear you fine. When Travis is talking, and I can hear myself echoing right now.
See, when I turn it back on, then it's over here. Or not. Maybe this will work. I don't promise anything, but we can try it. But you gotta talk to test it out, because otherwise I don't know.
Testes. 1, 2, 3. Extra pickles. Nope, it's still echoing.
UFOs, extraterrestrials, UFOs. Bigfoot.
Still echoing.
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot, little foot.
I think Trudeau might have an answer. Honestly, I think Travis is
What's going on? What's going on?
Trudeau, oh no. Uh-oh.
Oh, no, nothing. I just got here.
Right? And we're counting on ice.
No, nothing.
So I'm trying something different. Maybe this special sauce will work. Holy shnikes. Honey, we runs. It'll be okay. If anything should be echoing right now, it should be me, but we'll see what happens.
Hello, Jen. Yep, we're still echoing, Sydney.
Jeez, oh Pete. See, I don't get it. Maybe I'll go over here to settings. And go, let's do this. Let's just close speaker. Will that work? But you gotta say something so I can see if I can still hear you.
Something.
The reptilian.
Is that any better, you guys? So I took it from one thing to another, so maybe, hopefully that works. Can you hear me now?
Still hearing myself.
You still there?
Travis, speak and see if it goes.
Oh, maybe this one? Maybe then this one. Stop. Echo. Okay, so I reset something over here and try audio over here. No, it could be the USB. So,
She likes playing with knobs.
yes, I like to press buttons.
Oh, there was no echo.
Do you hear yourself echoing now? Okay, good.
Hello.
Oh, I got it. Hello. So that was a minute ago when I said it was still echoing. UFOs, UAPs. What is it?
Chinese balloons.
Damn it, all Cletus, what's happening? I need more sugar. I don't get what that means. What does that mean? Can you try push to talk on your side for a bit? Okay, so here, let me try muting while you guys talk and see if that works.
Okay, testing now. No echo now.
Okay, so now I just have to mute myself. Yay! Okay.
Unmute yourself when talking.
I know, and I even have like the headphones on, and so nobody should be hearing you guys anyways while I have my mic on, but leave. Oh, science. No, I was kidding. So, alright, back to aliens. So what else has been going on with that? So a lot of people have been having sightings, and they're saying it's the Starlink. And other people are saying no, because it's only as basically the size of your dinner table. And there's several of them in a line, but they're seeing more in a line than usual and all this other stuff. I still think it's Starlink. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, Starlink's pretty easy to tell. You know, it's in a straight line. They're going across. They have a certain, like, just, you know, trajectory that they're going. It's, you know, same speed. Yeah. You can kind of tell. Whereas some of these objects, you know, they'll stop mid-flight, you know, and then they'll continue going. You know, these are little different things, right? And space stations don't stop either. So that's one of those, another thing there about all that.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I think it's just like, the first time I saw it, I was like, holy shit, it's a space train. And then I looked online to see what it was to investigate, and it was in fact Starlink, because like you said, you know, they'll stop, they'll start, they'll deviate from their path. This just went straight down my driveway and across the horizon.
It looks cool though, you know, it looks nice. You know, I'm
Yeah, it's pretty cool how the sun refracts off of it, and it looks like totally alien, but it's really not.
when you see these craft too, like it will look like beyond our known flight, or I should say aircrafts up in the sky. You know, from jets or from helicopters or anything like that. These things are one solid light, and you know, you're going at faster speed. Sometimes they'll be out in like I said, in the Earth's orbit, almost like in the stratosphere, just flying by. But they must be huge crafts, because, like, you know, if we're seeing them on the Earth, you know, these lights going by, you know, like, obviously these crafts must be massive in size.
Well, and that's what blew me away when somebody said they're just the size of a dinner table. I'm like, that's a fucking big dinner table, if it's really the size of a dinner table, because I can see it from Earth, and 1, 2, 3, 4, like there's more and more and more all the time, because he's constantly sending more there. But yeah, it really blows my mind.
So if you're out there, if you're one of the people, like, and you're taking photos of these crafts, or you're getting videos of them, all right, and just for size comparison in general, like, look at just try to take a video of like a deer in a field or something, or even like an object like far in the distance, and you'll get the idea of like that these objects in the sky are not, you know, like car sized. They're huge, you know, they're massive if the camera's picking them up, and you know, it's visible from us on the ground.
Yeah, it's like Henry VIII size table, or Putin's table, where he's got to sit clear across from end to end from anybody he has dinner with. It's stupid. So I know when you guys had like your powwows and gatherings and stuff going on, you had caught some amazing UFO or UAP or whatever you want to call it photos. Have there been any recent sightings?
Well, like, in terms of we haven't really done any like ceremonies. Those are like more in the summers. They're more based on like the times of year in a sense, like when we do those things. Especially when that powwow, and they're like, not every powwow is in the sense like to say traditional powwow, because that's what we did. We went for traditional and not competition, because that's a difference. There's a competition powwow style, and then there's traditional. So we went traditional styles. That was more about honoring. There was more I should say more ceremonial dances and stuff like that towards the cultural ways, right? Instead of just straight up competitions between the mainstream dances, kind of in that sense. But like in a sense, there has been a few objects like I said being spotted here and there, but I noticed that it does kind of like either I'm not outside enough, or like I said, it's just like because it's colder out. Maybe the lake's frozen or something like that. But I've only seen a few of them passing over lately. I've been able to snap a few photos here and there. Sometimes they're so far up that I can't get a video. But yeah, no, there's been a few crafts that pass by still. They're around. They're up there. It's just a matter of people taking a look and seeing them.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. It's like we're not outside as we usually would be, like during the spring or winter or fall, because it's so freaking cold this year. It's insane. That's why all the mice have moved in. But yeah, there have been. I've saw a few things, but it's very fast. Like for me, it was the night I found out that my friend Dennis had passed away. He was one of our listeners on Willier Paradox Media, and I was just ready to leave the ranch. I didn't even want to be there. So I went out to sit in the car, and I'm just looking out in front of me, and all of a sudden I just saw this quick flash in the sky. And then there was nothing else. Like if it was a plane, it would go, flashing across the sky. But it was like a quick flash, and then it was gone. And I was like, what was that? It never came back. So I couldn't figure it out. But there are sightings, but I don't know. I haven't had any major ones like I did last spring or summer. So it's been pretty intriguing, but I'm pretty sure they're out there. They're still doing what they do, whatever that may be.
Oh yes, they're always there. They're always watching, and they're more or less helping us reach this higher elevation in our frequency, especially when it comes to the poles, magnetic gravitation. It's just being amplified. All the electromagnetics in the air from the solar flares. I don't know if you've been hearing about all those going off constantly. We're getting some of the most powerful solar flares we've ever endured in our time, and like I said, these have a huge effect on all of us because we're all walking and absorbing this energy on this earth. You know what I mean? And they're also here that's a part of it, right? Because our frequency, everything's being elevated too. We're also being able to see these things because of this. It's like a world. It's also a world thing too, right? So that's also a part of this too.
Yeah, it's been pretty interesting because our cellular devices and other things like that will act up. And my youngest daughter, she's 7, she came home from school the other day, and she's like, did you hear that a part of the sun broke off? And I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, I heard that a part of the sun broke off and was flying towards us. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure what you're talking about is a solar flare. And it's kind of like that, a big part of it will flash off and fly towards us. And there were so many technical issues that week, so it really made sense. To hear the way she described it was pretty intriguing. I was like, could you imagine if there was a mass that was solid flying off from the sun? That'd be insane. But yeah, it's still pretty crazy. Either way.
Yeah, definitely. That's yeah, that would just totally toast us.
We're like, all right, we got to go underground now. You guys grab your favorite, cuddlies and blankets and let's go. But on that note, we do have to go to our first music break. On this break, we have Miss Tamara Bubble from the greater New York area. She's going to be singing Out the Mud, I Met Natural Born Winner, Laundry, as well as Cute Panties. And then we have Mr. Roy Washington singing Subliminal. You guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this music break.
Just make hits. You won't do all that posting, make it pitch for likes, and I ain't make this up. I can't fake this. Seeing it, loving it, feeling it, breathing it. Saying it, doing it, running it, barely. I'm a natural winner. I'm the one that you invite to meet your parents for dinner. Cause I can take a couple L's and I'ma bounce right back. Just so you and all your friends can hit the bounce like that. Cause I'm seeing it, loving it, feeling it, breathing it. Cause I can take a couple L's and I'ma bounce right back. Just so you and all your friends can hit the bounce like that. Cause I'm the one you gon' call when you're lonely. I'm the new girl on the block, you gon' show off to your homies. I'm telling you now, we gon' vibe in the booth. How you crave another feature like I'm your sweet tooth. All my people wanna see me shine, but I don't pray for you to fall, cause I don't play with karma. When I slide through, it's gon' be bad timing. Like, watch out, little homie, watch out.
See you, Roy Washington, man. What's happening, man?
Yeah. They never say it in words, but in deeds more declared. Just essence is gone and the sight's none is spared. Especially the kingdom encased in melanin. But these suckers are weak, kings and queens will ride again. Come on, slackers with badges, the white sheets and the maggots. Watch them fall as I tag them because I'm better than average. A sharpshooter with words with my eye to the scope, and they escape when I don the black cape. Is hell no. I'm a ninja for right, who can vanish from sight. Pick you off in the night, but still the Lord is my light. Deceiving all you see, the truth behind the scenes. Instead of jumping bandwagons, the light says believe in me. Cause you're a puppet, no doubt. 45th turned you out. Though I saw your lips moving, no sounds came out. So I was sent from the heavenlies, born so you could find me. Swam the scene, stream, took flight during the 90s. Landed in grace, wrote a verse of hip hop. Got with Jay and found the taste was smooth as butterscotch. We had good love and money. Problems, they fit on me, but we stayed in the flow. It had juice like Manolo.
They can try to oppress, you can try to impress. After success, none less, none. You can look in my eyes, you can feel my vibes. Clean out inside and it's so sentimental. I got it on my side, I ain't worried about none. If it ain't on so much, then it ain't about none. Laughing at my enemies, I know they see me coming. If it ain't subliminal, they can't even see me. Politics is violent shit. I'm here to raise the conscience for every face and race up in this nation trapped in poverty. Diamond in the rough, need to cut, shape it and polish it. Bad thoughts cripple life, we can be an optimist. We can be an optimist, reconstruct apocalypse. Broke people always hating, mix me with that gossiping. Rose up in the concrete, rain and sun, I'm blossoming. My people need to be like kind of Velcro, then we conquering. They can try to oppress, you can try to impress. I'm just after success, none less. You can look in my eyes, you can feel my vibes. Clean down inside and it's so sentimental. I got it on my side, I ain't worried about none. It ain't about money, then it ain't about none. Laughing at my enemies, I know they see me coming. If it ain't subliminal, they can't even see me coming.
The 45th is a joke, and he's weak in disgust. He plans to divide, but there's no stopping us. If we have to fight, go toe to toe for our lives, we prevail and got sight, cause only light I recite. I blow my lyrics like a shotgun, camouflage inside the tracks, now watch the suckers run. I'm moving fast enough, heads up, now here I come. I designed 50 ways to make this murder fun. I spit the lyrical rain that coat the concrete, that give life and take form. Arise and walk the street. Am I the greatest to spit? Feel the spray and we'll see. Let it dry, all the lies and the truth will point to me. Even when surrounded by a million MCs, I'm the one under the sun who's the greatest of these. I got the Holy Ghost juking and tapping while I'm rapping. Sticking and moving like Roy Jones, I'll make it happen. Even animals move when the novelist is rocking. My doggy started barking, his ears just a flopping. Subliminally, I penetrate camps like an enemy. Flicking the lights, cancel sight, cause you're not seeing me.
They can try to oppress, you can try to impress. I'm just after success, none less. You can look in my eyes, you can feel my vibes. Live a king down inside and it's so sentimental. I got it on my side, I ain't worried about none. If it ain't about money, then it ain't about none. Laughing at my enemies, I know they see me coming. If it ain't subliminal, they can't even see me coming.
Sweet tooth and won't leave me alone. And every time I try to get some sleep, I wake up cause you doing me wrong. Get up under the covers, you so fight it, gotta love it, hate it, that you got me weak. Cause now we doing police machines like who doing laundry? Who doing laundry? Who doing laundry? Who doing laundry? You doing laundry? You doing laundry? Keep playing, think I'm playing. I'ma how you doing the dishes too. Better let the plates clean, be great. But And second of all, why you creeping? Third of all up on me, rubbing like conditioner that you be trying to leave it. Relax, love, keep breathing. And I would say keep cleaning, but you like it dirty. You is so dirty, you like it dirty, yeah? Sneaking up under covers. You so fight it, but I love it. Hate it, that you got me weak. Cause now we going all these sheets like who doing laundry? Who doing laundry? Who? You doing laundry? Who doing laundry? Who? You doing laundry? Who? You doing laundry? Get up on that washer. It's been cycle till I come home. The way where I'm at, I'm out here breadwinning, so don't hit my phone. Shoulda never gave you treats like that. You got a sweet tooth and won't leave me alone. And every time I try to get some sleep, I wake up cause you doing me wrong. Sneaking up under covers. Used to fight it, but I love it. Hate it, that you got me weak. Cause now we going all these she's like, who doing laundry? Who doing laundry? Who? You doing laundry? Who doing laundry? Who? You doing laundry? Who? You doing laundry? Sneaking up under covers. Used to fight it, but I love it. Hate it, that you got me weak. Cause now we going all these she's like, who doing laundry? Who doing laundry? Who? You doing laundry? Who doing laundry? Who? You doing laundry? Who? You doing laundry? Up under covers. Yeah, you like it dirty. You are so dirty. You like it dirty, yeah? Under covers. Yeah, you like it dirty. You are so dirty. You like it dirty, yeah? Yeah. Bubble on that. Yeah. Real cute. Underwear. To be honest, I don't really wear many. I don't even really rock panties. Let me be clear, I'm used to getting a few new big pair each year from my granny. A couple sexy ones that might come off, and I done had words too much. Any a drunk text go out. Like, come and eat the sweet juicy pie down there. I'ma go that route. But now, nigga, wrong song. I only need a couple of bars to turn you on. That's why I started mentioning that lingerie, but pull her to the studio with some long john. This verse about to take a turn for the worse, and all them cute panties gonna be long gone. Cause the hating niggas that I wrote it for, they ain't afraid of wordplay, that's why they wrote this for. So I'ma drive them wild. But one day they might hit all about my boy shorts, G-string, slutty thongs, even put them edible panties on the cover, so they wonder how that bubble tastes. You can stay mad, be miserable, old, predictable, maybe not even applicable. But yeah, you typical. Check your mans if it ain't you, cause way too many queens rocking shades, cause they eyes black and blue. Way too many dudes waiting to hands on the road. That make you feel like a man, mishandling a wiggle vessel, yeah, you saw. Yo, look, it's way too many dudes only wanna spar. But ain't got no conversation, only wanna gossip or recall. Why I keep seeing these grown dudes talking to broad daily like some broad? Why I keep seeing these dudes like these girls fighting on the stopping to recall? These little niggas online, the worst part, lame hoes got a squad. And all they do is just like the females doing interviews with that nigga blog. I be like, come in, big boy, take off them drawers. I just came from shopping, let me slip you into something real soft. You prefer the lace of satin or the silk, cause some pretty little rolls, they gon' hang off your balls. Look at you sitting pretty, yeah. You the type that rock them cute pennies, yeah. Come here, you cute, yeah. Real cute, you hating on a female, cute, real cute. Why you mad we getting money? Maybe that's why you sag a lot, them pennies shout. Oh, by the way, cute pennies, bro, real cute. Grown man, big boss, taking shots from a penthouse loft. Talking trash, he making big calls. Yep, then again, that's only till his phone got off. Come again, yeah, his phone got disconnected. But don't worry, he be back online hating in a second. Back at the crib, remember she paid the phone and the rent. Squashing nigga vegetable soft. Now he souped up in my mentions on some vegetable bro. Leaving comment at the comment, you that thirsty, drink vomit. I promise I ain't never seen nobody when had so much time to hate me. Be honest, is you mad at me? Or the fact that I'm grinding? It's a fact that I'm winning, son, I really be shining. Why you pressed on my diamond? You ready to swing on this little bitty girl, so don't tell me I'm lying. Way too many dudes putting hands on the broad. That make you feel like a man, mishandling a wiggle vessel, yeah, you saw. Yo, look, it's way too many dudes only wanna spar. But ain't got no conversation, only wanna gossip or recall. Why I keep seeing these grown dudes talking to broad daily like some broad? Why I keep seeing these dudes like these girls fighting on the stopping to recall? These little niggas online, the worst part, lame hoes got a squad. And all they do is just like the females doing interviews with that nigga blog. I be shopping. Let me slip you into something real soft. You prefer the lace of satin or the silk? Cause some pretty little rolls, they gon' hang off your balls. Take a trip, sitting pretty, yeah. Who the type that rock them cute pennies? Yeah, come here, yo, cute, yeah. Real cute, you hating on a female. Cute, real cute. Why you mad we getting money? Maybe that's why you say let them punish out. Oh, by the way, cute pennies, bro. Real cute.
Welcome back. And thank you so much for joining us this evening on We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in Rockies. So glad you guys could join us this evening. I'm hoping the sound is working out, but ain't looking too promising. I think we got the echo going, so that's good. Hopefully that's working. But welcome back. Thank you so much for having patience with us. If you don't have patience with us, I completely sorry. My sound was just feeding back to me in my headphones just to make sure I wasn't crackled up like it was sounding to me. But thank you so much for hanging out with us, dealing with the technical difficulties. We're back in effect, and we are ready to wreck the show. Basically, we're going to talk about a bunch of fun stuff. We got Travis here. I'm wondering where Robert went to. Mia is gone this evening because she had her birthday this week. Happy birthday, Mia. We miss you. Hopefully she'll be joining us again this evening. She helped me out before the song, figure out how to get the song over on Spreaker. But then everything was just crazy. Well, welcome back, Travis. Thank you for hanging out with me. We'll try to reach out to Jani, too, to try to get her in here. Since Robert disappeared on us, but yeah, it's been a pretty interesting evening so far.
Yeah, I'm happy the echo thing got sorted out.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm just pleasure to be back. Thanks for having me.
No worries. With a sound issue, I was like, holy snickies. Hopefully it's working out. Somehow I can hear myself, that's not feeding through my thing here, but very weird. Is it sounding weird to you now? Do I sound clear or do I sound crackly?
Crackly.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'll try this one. That one's still bad. Let me try the speaker if that one doesn't work. This one? No. That looks good, but I can't hear it. So I'm not sure what you're hearing. So Travis or anybody else out there listening, please let me know what you're hearing. That way I can try to deal with it along the way.
Okay. Yeah, I hear like the microphone like
squeal?
Real bad static.
Okay.
It happens when you talk.
Is it still bad? There goes another one. So yes, technical difficulties. So I'm turning this off, going back over here, trying to figure out what the crap is going on with this. Voice meter input, not good. Aux input, nope, not good. Speaker USB, nope. This one, nope. This one, nope. It's going on. Trying to figure it out. This is so weird. Like I said, I worked hours on this last night, and it was just like insane. But this one looks better. Okay, so let's see. Hopefully Travis will come back in. Oh, there he is. Is that better?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, it sounds way better. It sounds way better.
Oh, thank God. Welcome back, Susie B, Truzido, everybody who has been hanging out with us and just biding time for this stuff to work out. So yeah, thanks again, Travis, for being on and being a trooper for sure. I have to mention that you are one of my heroes now. Oh yeah, I turned on the camera. Sorry. I'm back. I forgot to turn that on because I was watching the sound bounce on my picture. But I'm back, Truzido. But Travis, you're in the movies, eh? There you are on HBO in The Last of Us. Congratulations.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was excellent to go and do anything on there. Yeah, I had an excellent opportunity to go out and do a little bit of work, like be a survivor in the Last of Us. It was really excellent. I got to meet Pedro Pascal, and I got to meet Gabriel Luna. It was fun. They were very outgoing.
That was awesome, and it had been a few days. Generally, I'll hit it on like Monday or Tuesday, and it actually took until like Thursday or Friday until we finally got to watch it. And I'm like, hey, we still haven't watched this yet, and I want to watch it. And guess what? My friend's going to be on there, so I'm watching and trying to see, like, you took those snapshots of you in this video. And then I looked back at it again, and I'm like, yeah, that's where I saw him. But yeah, it was kind of hard to tell because it's so fast moving. Was that the same chick that played in like True Blood? That was the lead female for that?
Yep. She was great too. Yeah, she was there. It was cool. It was we did a couple weeks. We did a couple weeks, a week out in Canmore, and then a week around the area of Calgary, just around in the rural areas kind of deal. And yeah, it was fun.
That's awesome.
No,
I know.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like I said, I know that we did a bunch of shots. So like I said, I don't even know when they'll use like the other ones and stuff that I was doing, and you know what I mean. So, so you never know, right?
Yeah, I know I've watched like not different shows, but like different things that you've been doing as far as being in different movies or different series and stuff, and you take pictures. Like there's one where you like covered kind of like in snow, and you'd have to lay in the snow and do different things like that. I don't know if that was for a certain zombie movie or what, but it was actually cool to see you like in real life, like doing this portrayal of this certain person, like you said, a survivor in this series.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like growing up, I enjoyed movies like that, right? Like the survival horror, especially when it came to zombies, and films like great films like Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead. George A. Romero was like one of my heroes. I always wanted to be in one of those films, right? So when I got to be a zombie for Black Summer season 2, that was just excellent because I got to be through the process of like sitting through a makeup chair and like for 4 hours worth of makeup and like just getting all that prosthetics and the undead look going, and it was very interesting to see myself as an undead. It was just kind of like we're kind of I don't know, it was like a very surreal moment for me because we're messing around with other like the other background, and like we're just doing funny things to each other, just trying to freak each other out and pretending to be like slow moving zombies when in Black Summer they're running, right? But it was just funny. We were joking around, right? But yeah, like I said, it was real cold out that day. and we all have to like eat frozen, right? For frozen zombies for Black Summer, sorry. And yeah, so we're buried out there for like about 2 hours, in snow and yeah, it was a good one though. Like I said, at the end of the day, you go watch it, you'll see me there, and yeah, no, like I said, I always get involved in these weird kind of like little shows and whatnot, and I get to meet cool people. But yeah, like I said, I've done a lot of shows that haven't really been released yet. But when they get released, I usually like to talk about them, right? Black Summer is one that I can talk about. Like Secret History is another one there, and I've done other like short films as well too and stuff. But yeah, no, like there's stuff still on the way here.
But no, like Black Summer, that's been one of my favorites. Like when I do overnight security and stuff, I like to watch paranormal stuff because like that's what hypes me up and that's what keeps me awake. So I love watching that sort of stuff, and so I've seen that, and I've been watching The Last of Us. Like I don't know, who's that guy? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I can't remember his name right now. He's actually in a sex scandal right now. He's like the announcer for American Idol, and he does a radio show and everything. Holy shit, I can't remember his name. Anyways, he was talking about zombies. I hate them. When there's zombies on, I don't like to watch it. And for me, it's like, I like it because due to the scientific method, there is a prospect that there could be zombies, and if they ever happen, they come from the Oregon area or whatever. Like, they can tell that there's a certain specific genome or whatnot going on in Oregon where this zombie apocalypse could actually happen, or, you know, with the way that people do these different warfares scientifically with combatants, just like they did the C word. I'm not going to say it because I might get, blocked off of YouTube again. Yeah, there's different man-made things going on out there that could affect us, as well as, not just the C word or, the black flu or the yellow flu or, whatever. It could be a zombie apocalypse. There's even drugs out there right now, like, fentanyl. Now they're putting stuff in there that is actually causing people to rot from the inside out. So that's a whole zombie effect going on there as well. It's pretty insane.
Yeah, it sounds like a demonic plague a little bit, or something like that.
Gross. Pretty gross.
But yeah, no, that's the whole one thing there that you're talking about, like your science, that The Last of Us kind of presents is there is a real like fungal infection within insects out in South American jungles. You'll get like fungal infections, and the whole colony will there'll be like a mass die off of the colonies, and these fungal cordyceps will grow into the air, and the spores will fly out and infect more and from their dead bodies. So that's kind of like how that works.
Yeah, it's pretty freaky. And also, I've noticed, let me turn on my sound because it's still pretty loud. But the way that they showed it, as far as like when it first happens, these zombies are very active, and they're running kind of like Z World or whatnot, where they're like super fast zombies. And then it gets to the point where they start growing this fungus on them, and they're kind of like a spore colony, where if something happens to one of them, the others know, and they'll come running. That's a pretty different stance on zombies than I've seen in the past.
Yeah, that's also true in nature too. A lot of the functions are connected, and they know. And yeah, it's like they communicate like that. I think you're muted there. You're muted there.
Yeah, I was like, hold on a second, because it says it's really echoing right now. So let me turn this off, and maybe this will work better. But yeah, I've been muting while you talk to get rid of the whole echo thing. But Trizado was saying it's still echoing, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. I thought we had it fixed, but I guess not. It's looking good everywhere else, but maybe this one last thing that I did might help. I don't know. But yeah, it's pretty intriguing as far as the whole new thing they do there, and they don't totally focus on the zombie thing. I like how they go to the backstories and everything like that, and that one guy that plays, oh my gosh, what does he play on Star Wars?
Oh, the Mando.
Yes. Yeah, he's like lead role in this, so that's been pretty awesome. But yeah, he's also the voice on. We got our son, the little man. It's kind of like a twist and a bop it, kind of, bop it, twist it, pull it. But it's one of those little bitty. The Mandalorian, Trizado said. So does the sound better now, Trizado? Because this is freaking me out. Anyways, a mini Yoda. Can't remember what he's called. He's like a little mini Yoda. On the voice on there, it sounds totally like suggestive and sexy and stuff. And then when he plays in this role, his voice is different, of course, because he's playing a different character. And I'm just like, who is the person doing the sound for this thing? Because I don't know if I want my kids playing with this.
Oh wow. Yeah, no, I never seen any of that, but yeah, no, that's wild.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I was like, who is this? Oh, it's the Mandalorian. But yeah, it was pretty funny. Okay, the echoing is just bad. So I'm trying to figure out what that's all about. I just might have to mess around over here on... yeah, I think it's this over here. Let me go to this for us. Hopefully that's better. I don't know. I do have somebody coming in tomorrow to help me fix this. Like I said, I spent over 5 hours fixing this last night, and then tonight it was just back to the same old shit. Different day, but yeah. I just changed it again. Hopefully that one works. I'm not sure. But you guys just keep letting me know, and I'll keep pushing buttons and being like, is this it? Is that it? What? I don't know until I try. So as far as the paranormal goes, for the paranormal forum, was there anything else in particular that you wanted to discuss?
Yeah, I've had a few things, like a few family members like pass. Well, a family member passed away recently, and like it's a horrible accident, but not accident, but a horrible tragic thing, and can't really disclose anything right now on that. But he, I could tell like his presence was around, because all of a sudden, like my refrigerator, like the freezer just opened. You know what I mean? Things like, just stuff like that started kind of like moving around. You know what I mean? Like a presence. You know what I mean? Was kind of like telling me like somebody was going to be like, or something. You know what I mean? There was like active spirits around, like somebody passed away, kind of deal. So I've been having a few of those like encounters, like things moving around the house and whatnot. But yeah, no, it's like other than that, like ghostly encounters. I haven't had any calls recently, but there are a few people saying they were hearing and seeing apparitions in their houses and stuff, and they wanted me to go check it out, and so I did, and I went and cleared a few things, and they haven't called me back since. They said it has been good since I went there and cleared out all that, so that was that was on the plus side there. That's one of the good, I should say, good investigations.
Yeah, and I did read about that before I read about your starring role on the HBO series, and that really made me sad. And I recall that you were saying like he really did nothing wrong. But yeah, he was chased into the woods for what was it, like 5 to 6 miles, and then the police were like, "Oh, it's too cold," so they gave up. But how's the person who's running to know that they gave up? Like, this could be a trap or something like that,
Well,
So that really made me sad.
yeah. Like, from what I was told, that's like, that's what happened. And the family had called dispatch to ask him, like, hey, is that true? Because like the people said that the cops chased him in there, right? The people he's hanging out with, and then they're like, they're like, they called the police station, asked if that was true, if they chased him into the woods, and they said no, there was nothing like that happened. And then later on, they find out that the guy who chased him in the woods, the police officer, didn't report it. You know what I mean? So that kind of thing. So yeah, no, there's a few little, horrible things like that, but whatever, and but like I said, that's its own thing, right? But other than that, like paranormal wise, like I said, I've been seeing a lot of these little things like that, like strange occurrences, because of like, like I said, spirits are around to come and welcome somebody into the next walk, right, into the next level, I should say. So yeah, it was like, but yeah, like it's been very active too. Like that's another thing I've been getting too from like a lot of the people, like a lot of the, I should say a lot of like the medicine like side of our people. Like they've been talking about a lot of these solar flares have been opening up different portals around our area, especially in Alberta, all over. And this is like above ground, below ground. These portals are opening, and these dimensional beings are returning, are visiting once again. So a lot of people are seeing a lot of sightings, are hearing a lot of different apparitions or different kind of I should say cryptid beings or I should say ghostly entities. So there's also that factor in there as well too.
That is crazy. So do you feel like that was your cousin that visited?
Oh, I feel like that was like a family member that was coming around to say, hey, hello, and then, but they're really around because they're to bring him to the next level. Because like I feel like it could have been him too, because it was like 4 days when after we got the news he was dead, right? So it could have been him, but I feel like that could have been another family member that was like passed more you know what I mean, like more like a few, maybe years ago.
Yeah, like an elder or like somebody that had passed before. But yeah, it's insane too that they were chasing them into the woods, and then they're like, okay, we're just going to call this off, and then they didn't even let you guys know anything. Like, had they let you know, perhaps you could have gone out there and done something, but they left it like that. Like, that to me is ridiculous. It's very sad. Like, nobody should be left that way. They could have even called out, hey, we're going and we're leaving, so if you want to leave, like, this is your chance. And somebody could think of that as a trap too. But at least they're letting them know. Because I told my daughter about it, and she's like, man, that's harsh. Like, maybe he was just afraid to leave because he thought, they're walking away and then they're going to set up a trap for him to leave and stuff like that. Like, so many different theories and things that could be going on with that. But to me, it's just like nobody should have to pass like that. And like you were saying, this is an innocent individual. They didn't ask for any of this stuff. He just didn't want to talk to the damn bacon.
Yeah, they had no warrant for his arrest or anything. So, but yeah,
that's what's ridiculous.
Very tragic and, that's their that's on like that. Like I said, I don't really want to go into it.
Yeah, I just had one last thought. Like, even with police chases, if it gets too dangerous, they'll call it off because they worry about people around them. But you have to worry about the person in effect too. Like, if this person has no warrants or anything like that, just let them be. It's very sad. It's a senseless loss of life. But I also have to say, we had something freaky happen at our house last night. So I was the last one to get in the fridge. I made myself a Hot Pocket, and then I had like 3 cookies and some milk. And this particular kitten was messing with me, like trying to get in my milk. So I had to hold my milk while I was eating my cookies, because otherwise he'd stick his face all up in it. And then the next morning, my husband gets up and I hear him yell out, "Holy shit!" And I was like, okay, what happened? And the kids are like, what, Dad, what? And I guess this kitten was in the fridge. Nobody else after me had gotten in the refrigerator. And so I'm wondering, was that the community ghost here, John, getting in there, or what? It was weird, because this cat was not just in the bottom of the fridge. It was all the way in the top, in the door, where the butter is kept. And the butter things were taken out and put on the shelf below it in an orderly fashion. And the kitten was up there in the very top butter cubby. It was weird.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, that is. Yeah, like I said, I feel like they teleport sometimes.
It's super strange because I was like, yeah, teleporting kittens. No, but I blame the dogs. I'm like, Bean, did you do it? Hercules, did you do it? But no, the kids didn't get in there. Kids are like, no, we didn't, because the kids were asleep. And Vern was the first to get in there. My 18-year-old daughter, she was gone, so she didn't do it. So it was just strange, like, who put the kitten into the cubby? And it was weird too. Also, like, you would think that this little fur ball would feel kind of cold to the touch, but it didn't. It felt perfectly warm. You know, it was so strange. Like, it had just happened. I don't know.
Like almost instantly.
Yeah, I don't really know what to think about it, because it's like, you would think if it was in there all night, it would be cold to the touch, or its feet would be cold or something. But it was perfectly warm all over. We investigated, and it's like, I see no evidence of this. I don't know, it was really weird.
Yeah. No. Yeah, like I said, activities are high right now. The portals are opening up because of the electromagnetic activity. So there will be these strange occurrences happening.
Well, they do seem to be. It was funny. I went in to get my heart checked and stuff, and I got a echocardiogram and had to do the stress test, which I really hated because I hate treadmills. I like ellipticals, but treadmills, I fucking hate those. I got my heart checked, and I had to wear this monitor right up here, and the sticky stuff, I have an allergy to that, so it was like itchy the whole week. I had to wear it. But I finally got it off a couple days ago. But yeah, it makes you wonder about that too, like these different fluctuations or different things that happen within us that we feel like. I don't feel it all the time, and I felt like the whole time I was wearing this, I didn't have any issues. As soon as I take it off, they're back. But that's the same time that the solar flares and other things are happening. And I do think these things affect us not only physically, but also mentally, because we are kind of electrical devices ourselves. So it's pretty intriguing how the sun does affect us in different ways.
Definitely. It's I guess it's about living in balance, right? So it's finding that balance within it all. I think you're muted again.
Yeah, I was like, hold on one second. I think I'm still muted. But Truvago was like, the adhesive? Yes, the adhesive. Like, even with nicotine patches and stuff like that, when I'd put those on, it'd get red all around it, and I'd be itchy the whole time. So yeah, it's an allergic reaction to the adhesive, but I had to grin and bear it. I need to get this checked out. So it's like right here, and like when I sleep, I like put my arms up under my chin, and I'd snag it, and just different things would happen. But yeah, I sent that in through FedEx. We'll see what it says, and we'll see what the echocardiogram said and the whole stress test and blood work. They called me the other day about the blood work, and then called them back, and I still haven't heard anything. It kind of bugs me when people drop the ball, but yeah, we're trying to do a process of elimination and see what exactly is happening. I'm probably just crazy, and nothing really is happening. Yeah, I felt fluctuations, and I felt at one point like something punched me in the chest, and like my heart stopped. And I'm like, oh, here it is, like, I'm about to die, and all of a sudden it started pumping again. So different things like that could be accounted to solar flares and different things happening within our magnetosphere or whatnot.
Definitely affecting sleep patterns too. But on the good side of all this, you know, it is like helping our frequency out. So it is like a matter of helping that elevate our minds, our I guess our spirituality and understanding of it.
I muted again. I love the mute button. But yeah, it's like this stuff doesn't make sense, but at the same time it does. Because we're made up of 90 whatever % of water, and our heart is an electrical entity going on within us, and I don't know, it's just pretty intriguing how it all works. Even the things around us, like people have noticed different patterns with birds and different things like that. Like recently, right before this last big storm happened, I saw a bunch of robins, and I was like, this is a sure sign that spring is coming. And I was super excited because I'm sick of winter, ready for something else to be happening. And then all of a sudden, this really bad snowstorm. So I felt really bad for them. Like, what the heck is going on with that? But yeah. So I wonder how the robins are doing. I just saw another one. I think it was yesterday when we went to the bank. There was a robin there trying to get worms and stuff. So, you know, some of them are still alive, but do they actually fly south for the winter and come back? And then somebody was talking about geese and how they have that sort of magnetosphere within their heads. They know when to come, when to go, etc., etc. But yeah, it's been pretty weird this last season all around. I think not just this year. It seems like the last few years, but especially this year.
Definitely, all the snow and in different areas and all the massive rumblings of the earth. Oh yeah, it's definitely it's evolving.
So have you heard about like the different, it's like bangs or booms? Like before there was like the sounds of sirens, like people would hear woo or something like that. And then within this last year, there's been like explosive sounds, but no explosions have been happening. But even on people's security cameras, they're capturing these explosive flares where it seems like an explosion happened, but the thing that, I just had the name for it, seismograph or whatever that captures earthquakes isn't capturing anything, but different people are feeling it. It's waking them up. Like different people are feeling rumbles, different shaking, everything else.
Yep.
Seismographs aren't picking it up, but there's a flare, there's a boom, you can hear it, and nobody knows where it came from. I have no idea what that is, what that could be.
So I've seen this phenomenon too in the sky where it's just like flashing, almost like thunder, but there's no sound. It's like a light blue color. That's because like the ground, the crystals in the ground are colliding together. So the light is like flashing into the sky. So that usually is a telltale sign of an earthquake gonna happen.
Yeah, and that's what really freaked me out is the fact that the seismographs aren't picking it up. Like, it's such a huge explosion. It's felt for miles around, but the seismographs aren't doing anything. Like, what the hell is that? So is it like more of like a surface sort of thing, or what? I don't know. If it shakes for miles, you would think it would be. Go ahead.
I think it's like the whole like it's like shifting, like the whole like what do you call it, tectonic plates or like gliding or grinding together for sure. And maybe the seismographs are just like, maybe it's so far deep that they're not picking them up.
Or like what I'm thinking is it's too close to the surface to pick it up because plates are pretty thick. So if it's deeper down in the earth, like the seismograph is going to pick it up. But if it's on the surface, it won't.
Well, there's some parts of the earth, like of the earth that are real thick than others. Some parts are pocketed, some are caverned out, like honeycomb. Like there's massive tunnel, like there's a massive natural tunnel system. And a lot of times these like I said, like a lot of geologists, they don't know how deep or how far it goes. So they'll just say that there's a core, you know.
Right. So yeah, they're not going to different depths. They're just like up on the top or whatever, getting back and forth. I don't know. This is weird. I don't quite get it. Like, I was blown away when it said the. Yeah, I was blown away when it said the seismographs didn't get it, but I think they have probes down deeper, to where they'd feel it, because it does go like back and forth like this. It's really weird. And then, like you were saying, like the crusts and the different levels are different. Like in the New York and Eastern area here in the United States, the crust they say is older, which I'm like, it's all the same thing, but this one is considered older because it's more fractural. It fractures more easily, I suppose. They call it more brittle.
Right. Yeah, it's along that shelf that's like looking to break, right? Yellowstone break. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I always thought of like California as the more brittle one, because we've all heard the stories for years and years about how California is just going to fall off in the ocean. But could it actually be New York? Because what I've heard recently is New York and that area is more brittle than the California structure. So I don't know. It's so weird how all this stuff works.
Right. It's just kind of like a little coastal island in a sense. That area. I wouldn't know too much like in the sense of like what's gonna break off or what's gonna survive, but definitely you know, it is this right now is a phenomenon and it is taking place. Like we're talking the solar flares, right? But I do feel like the ET are around, and they are a part of our process of this evolution.
Yeah, I agree with that because we've seen videos of them where somebody sets off they're doing a nuke test with a rocket or whatever, and they send it up in the air, and this UFO is shown to like shoot that shit down. And UFOs have been known to hover around areas that are storing nuclear goods and different things like that. So with this massive influx of UFOs, like there's been sightings of fleets and so many different things going on. It makes you wonder, is something about to happen? And with Putin in control over in Russia, like that guy to me is batshit crazy. So I wouldn't be surprised. And then China is like their best bud, and then North Korea is just batshit crazy. It's like there's so many different bad cards in the mix. What's going to happen? It kind of worries me.
Yeah. No, there's a lot on the table. But
well, on that note, Travis. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say that they've been spotted a lot more times. So, speaking of the ET, so like, and they've been trying to stop a lot of warp and different things. So this is talking reports from World War II. Other strange occurrences during Vietnam and Afghanistan, throughout war conflicts in our history. Even dating back to ancient biblical times. Well, not. Well, I should just say ancient times. Because these ancient times, are all over, right? I mean, these ancient encounters. But yeah, go ahead.
No, I agree with that. I don't know if you've seen the painting where Mary's sitting there holding little baby Jesus, and there's buildings, and then in the sky in the background, there's different UFOs, and they're fighting. This has been going on forever, and I think there's good ETs, and there's not so good ones. There's ones that want us to survive, and there's others that are like, they'd be perfectly happy with our demise. But yeah, there's at least somebody out there that's got our back that's trying to help us, and one thing that kind of weirds me out is, as a kid, I reached out to different religions and everything. I partook of different religions and trying to listen to and go to and learn whatever I could. And one of the things I learned that really struck me was being in seminary, which is basically like Bible study. And it was saying how we were like the last of our kind, we're the last ones. Everybody's waiting for us. And so that kind of makes sense, why these UFOs are here to help us. They want us to survive. They want us to go on it and live, but maybe it'll be like they say, the end of times is not really the end, it's just a new beginning. And it'll be different next time, which every time we do this, it's not different. We always destroy ourselves. But I don't know, it just makes you wonder, how's it going to work this time? And I don't know, I'm grateful for those little gray guys or whoever it is that's out there helping us against this nuclear thing, because we're kind of like kids with toys, and we're really going to mess ourselves up. We've been messing this earth up the whole time, being consumers and such. I don't know, it's pretty scary prospect.
Well, there's an old tale about it all. Saying when the ancient animals were mad at Atlantis and beings that were living in the cities, and they went to war, and spiritual conflicts within the cities as well led to because they didn't want it, but there's other factors that wanted to set off a nuclear weapon, and a lot of civilizations on Earth, civilizations were lost. But whether I don't think they're gonna let us do that again.
Yeah, I think this is kind of like our last chance, and that's why, I don't know, to me it just feels like, and it's crazy because for me this started over 20 years ago, when I was pregnant with my first daughter, I was having these end-of-world dreams and scenarios going on for no apparent reason. And I just figured it was because I was sleeping by the TV and there's wars going on everywhere and the news was on. But I really feel like this is it. Like, we're sort of at the end times, and there's a certain premonitioner that was saying the last World War, which is World War III, will be between the eagle. I think it was the badger and the dragon, or the eagle, the bear, and the dragon. And that's United States, Russia, and China. So I don't know. It's pretty scary to think about it. And I really don't want that to happen. But I'm not going to naysay, like, everything's kind of lining up to that. Especially with the 1-year anniversary of the war with Ukraine that Russia started. And they're trying to say we started it. We did not. It was Russia going in there, not wanting Ukraine to join NATO. And yeah, it's all our fault. So I guess we'll have to deal with it, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't think it will end like that. But you know, it does seem like a gloom and doom picture, right? But like when you say end of times, maybe it'll be the end of the dark times.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like the end of this time and a new beginning.
Yeah.
But yeah, COVID has mixed everything up to a fun little cocktail.
Yeah, well, like I said, the ET aren't gonna leave us hanging like that, you know. So it is prophesied by the native like societies that we will eventually join and become part of the the alien race, I should say the extraterrestrial. These are prophecies given to us from the ultra-terrestrial. These are higher beings telling us that these other space ancestors are going to come back and feed us and help us, show us ways so we can harmonize with our planet and reclaim it, in a better way for all of humanity. And then for us, when we're thinking these negative thoughts, or we see the bigger picture like this, that's for us so we can see what's wrong, so we can fix it, right, and make it better. The only way we can do that is by exploring these thoughts and these understanding with our deeper dimensional understanding within ourselves, which is looking at it from different points of view, and we go from there.
Definitely. So we do need to go to our last music break. And I think I'm going to cut out one song because I don't want it to go as long. I tried to shorten it earlier and it was just kind of like too short. But I think if I got rid of Mr. Brick Casey, that'll be okay. Nobody would mind. So we got Griff from Toronto, Canada with Let Freedom Ring. I love this song. Then we have Tamara Bubble again with Pringles. And then we have Griff again with Best Life, and then Prime Example with Dancing Machine, which is one of my favorites. They come from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. If you guys don't go anywhere, we'll be right back after this music break.
Okay, yo, hear You can't grow unless you leave your comfort zone. This I know, I've learned all this from the mentorship. Kids don't know what independent is. Take advantage of what your parents did. Go against the grid, you have to. Like going to the bathroom, learn
All the money really got me.
Don't care if my head ain't right. I'm gonna live my best life. Don't care if my head ain't right. I'm gonna live my best life. Don't care if my head ain't right. Do you and live your best life? Don't care if my head ain't right. Where you from? Who you with? Are you a blood? Are you a clip? I do my thing, still get in this world, no one's innocent. VIP, get bottles, one snap on my fingertips. See these niggas like blah blah blah, blah 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 blah, talking gibberish. I'm gonna live my
being here. Maybe it's this one. For some reason. Hold on.
There we go.
Now. How about now?
You're good. Kind of breaking up a bit.
Hold on. This is weird. Hold on. I know the camera's not on, but hold on. Let me try to fix this really quick. Jeez, a peak. Back over here. I think a big issue here is Spreaker. So I'm gonna go here. How's that? Is that better? I don't know. It's bouncing. It's super crazy.
Yeah.
Can I try that? Travis, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Oh, good. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, like I said, Dave Cruz is going to come in tomorrow morning, and we're going to have a meeting. And we've tried this before, but everything was fine. And I don't know. It just seems like we turn off the computer and it comes back, and it's not. So I apologize to everybody that's listening and tuning in tonight. Hopefully we get this fixed tomorrow. This is not intentional. I know. We're trying to do bigger and better things. We're trying to spread out farther than we originally have, and then this sort of stuff happens. So it's kind of crazy.
Great. I just wanted to say on that note about the reported craft experiences. A lot of these times, the experiencers report just being like lifted right out of their house. Like they'll just be portaled out. So it's like this next level technology. It's beyond our years of our capabilities. For sure.
Well, yeah, and what you're saying about that, like, there's a certain person in Las Vegas, and they have this camera set up that catches all of this UFO evidence, like there's UFOs roaming around, like they're looking for something. Sometimes they go into these neighborhoods and they hover around houses, and then all of a sudden you see this little light going up into their craft, and then the craft goes away and disappears. And then it comes back hours later, and then the light goes back down. And there's been different variations of abductions where people claim they're laying in their bed, then they get drawn up and they get closer and closer and closer to their ceiling to where they see like the wood in front of their face or whatever it might be. Could be stucco, could be whatever. And then they're going through the different levels of this house as far as like wood, grain, and all this other weird shit you'd never think about. And then they're out into the atmosphere and they're going up towards this ship. How could anybody make that sort of stuff up? Like, to me, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's totally experience, like a dream experience. Or, like you're getting like a vision, or like visitation. Yeah, on that level. So they're like experiencing this in a very vivid dream. And this happens too. This is another form of experience. So it's out there.
Have you ever had anything like that happen to you? Hello? Travis, have you ever had anything like that happen to you? If it's too personal, just let me know and we'll move on to something else, but just wondering. I can't hear you. I think you might be muted. Travis, can you hear me? This is weird. I see you there. You're not muted and your sound's not moving. What the heck? So hopefully he'll come back here shortly. Wow. Don't blame Travis. Like, the internet's been weird, the sound's been weird, it's all been weird. So hopefully we'll get him back soon. Yeah, I'm not. I'm Trizito. I'm a fly by the seat of my pants sort of girl. When it comes to sound, like, I worry about other people with me, so when I'm alone, that's my own thing. But when there's other people counting on me, that's when I get frustrated. Because I want it to be the best for them that it can be, and I want them to come back. So, yeah, if it's not working for them, it's not working for me, but, so I was hoping he'd share some experience with us, but I can share with you, what my kids told me. So, I'm a night owl. I always have been since I was a little one. Am I sounding okay? Am I echoing? Can you hear me good? Let me turn this down over here. Okay, that's good. Okay, thank you. So, I'm a night owl. I do overnight security, and so every night I'd call in to say goodnight to my kids. And we talk about their dreams because dreams are interesting. I've been having some interesting dreams recently myself. But yeah, so oh, Travis is back and I can actually see him. Hello, Travis.
Hi. Hey, how's it going? I don't know how well it's gonna work.
Well, you sound awesome.
Okay.
I think you're coming through there.
That's a good sign.
Okay, let me make sure I mute when you're talking. So go ahead.
The forms of dreams and visitations. Definitely an ET experience. Most of the time, they're showing people, like I said, they're showing them ships. They're showing them the inside of interiors of different stations that are in our solar systems. I've even just heard of people. They'll forget the experience too. It's a matter of like unlocking that, right? But people say they had dreams that they're outside their house, and all of a sudden they're just sucked up into the sky. But like I said, and then they don't remember it, right? I've had dreams, plenty of dreams of ETs. I've seen different.
Can you tell us about it? Like, did it seem like a real experience, but it seemed more like a dream?
Yeah. Like there were cities, and their vehicles ran off of magnetic systems, and they didn't use, and it was really cool. They had these like I said, it was like planet-sized mothership cities, all different kind of beings and crafts. Most of these crafts were used psychically. People that were like vibrating on a higher frequency were able to operate these crafts. This is also another reason solar flares have been
I was also wondering too, like, is that where a lot of your artistic realm, like as far as your artwork and stuff, like, are these things that you've seen that you're painting?
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot of the inspiration came from our solar system, galaxy. Like I said, remote viewings, vivid dreams, things I remember. The beings, like I said, all vary. There's different kinds of, like I said, like levels to this. I've seen like streets, like where there were like just the walk and for this, like some of them actually look like very obscure, different looking creatures, but they're meant for our Earth. There was one that actually looked like a blob, and that was meant for our ocean, cleaner ocean. And that one we might actually start seeing that one. There was a few other ones for the air, and like I said, it's going to be a process. There's going to be some for the ground, like ones that walk on the ground, but these beings that totally they won't look from here. But they also do operate.
No, they're going to be totally alien. Like we're used to the big head, big eye, like, you know, humanoid looking ones. But I heard somebody talking about this earlier where they're not going to look like that anymore. They're going to look like more to their standards, because I think they've been trying to go by our standards, trying to look more like us to make us comfortable. But they're going to just be like, hey, it's me. Do you accept me or not? Or whatever. Like they don't even care anymore. They're just here, and they're here to do what they want. It's kind of like you were saying with this blob thing. This could be from the ocean, could be from a waterway, but it's going to be its own form, kind of like the Kraken.
It was meant to clean and like almost like a catfish, like bottom feeder almost, but it's being the ocean. It's being of chemicals.
Yeah, and trash. Like, I hate that thing where the trash goes through the waterway and it does this, like, it's in this whirlpool. Like, it's terrible. It's so sad.
Yeah. And then, like, there was like another level. I seen like a whole medical area, medical state advanced area where they've worked on different beings. Like they even had like an area that had this giant. It was like a big cocoon. It was like an incubator for a big cocoon, and there was like a butterfly in there. They said that was going to go to some giant insect planet, but there was also like aquatic beings being worked on, and also there were these Ermither aliens. They had these suits, and they were damaged from some sort of fight. And they were being hooked up to these machines. And when they were hooked up, you can literally see like through their skin, it was like their bioluminescence. They just lit up, their energy lit up. And when, but it was real interesting because when we helped them, he was able to help us like enter into his mind. Like so, it was like this remote human was able to go into this other being's mind, and we're able to see him in the form he wanted us to see us in. Because he said this was the comfortable form he wanted us to be in and see, and he was able to talk to us and tell us about and show us visuals of his planet and all these different things, right? So like when you say they wanted to show themselves in ways that we'd feel comfortable, they really do that. And very interesting fashion.
Yeah, it is. And some don't care. They're just like, you're coming with us. And I heard these as the grays. Like there's the little grays and the big grays. So I can't remember if the big grays or the little grays are more friendly. But one of them is just like, you're coming with us, and then they hurt you, and they do different things to you, and they don't really care how it affects you. The other ones, they want you to be comfortable. They actually, like, try to meld your mind to where you're just, like, in a sort of zen state. The other ones are like, they don't care, and you go through all kinds of trauma, which I think goes towards not such a good effect. as far as what they're looking for. But yeah, when you went missing, I think you've heard the story that I told about my kids that were trying to be abducted. Did you hear about that one?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Oh shit. Okay, so I was working overnight security, and I used to call every night to say goodnight to my kids and stuff. And I think it was Floyd started off. He's like, yeah, Mom, I had this really weird dream last night. And these aliens came and they took me by the hand and they took me back in the backyard. And this is about probably 5 to 10 feet away from where I'm at right now to this pine tree over here. And there was a UFO on the ground. And he's like, and they held my hand, they walked me up there. And then Lily came up and blah, blah, blah. And then Lily was like, yeah, I remember that. And then we were up there and all of a sudden you jumped out and you jumped on that one alien's head. And you ran away, so I jumped out too. And remember you tripped? And Floyd's like, I didn't trip, you tripped. And she's like, no, I didn't trip, you tripped. And but when they talk about landing on the alien's head, they both chuckled. They're like, ha, like it was really fucking funny. Yeah, they both ran away. Like, had Floyd not jumped out, Lily wouldn't have jumped out. She would have been like, this is okay because my brother thinks it's okay. But Floyd jumped out, so she jumped out. And they ran away, and the aliens didn't pursue them. So that to me was interesting. They were trying to be abducted, but they said no, and the aliens didn't pursue it. But I could imagine the whole scenario where the aliens would chase them through the yard or whatever and try to capture them again, but they didn't. They just let them go.
Yeah. It takes a second. Well, they didn't pursue to.
You said, so they didn't pursue, then I didn't hear anything else. Dang it. I think we're dealing with a solar flare. No, but they didn't pursue. But it's funny to me how first. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, you said they didn't pursue, and then I couldn't hear anything else. You just froze.
Yeah. So I was saying.
And you can turn off the camera if that makes your sound better, because I can't hear you. So okay, there you go. You're better now. Go ahead.
Hold on, let me just see. Sound better. All right.
Yes.
All right. So,
I hear you clearly.
Right. So if they're not pursuing like that's usually more of a peaceful race, right? So
yeah, and they didn't even say if they were tall or short or anything. They just said these. They just said, "Go ahead." Yeah, you broke up again. You said they didn't say like peaceful or anything. They didn't say whether they were tall grays or short grays or anything. They just said, it took my hand and took me out to the ship. And then they jumped on its head as it was raising up. I didn't ask a lot of details, but that to me was interesting. And for me, it was strange because I always believed in UFOs because my dad did. My mom was the paranormal spiritual side of me, My dad only had one paranormal experience, and that was after he got with my mom. He saw this guy in coveralls, which us kids had plenty of experiences with that guy. But my dad always believed in UFOs. So I did, because my dad was very smart. He could have been on Jeopardy. He could win a lot of money, but they wouldn't allow him to be on the show. But it wasn't until 2012, when I was pregnant with my son, that I started to see UFOs following me in my vehicle, coming around my house. And it makes me wonder if that has anything to do with my son. Because he was born with 6 fingers on his right hand, and a lot of the natives around here used to put up their hand to say hello, and that was to see, are you alien or not? If you have more than 5 digits on your hand, you're alien. Well, my son did, so I'm just wondering if that's connected. That to me is kind of weird. Travis, can you hear me? I think you're muted. Travis, are you there? Hello? This is so weird. Travis, you muted. Oh man, he's coming back. You're back! Yay! I blame solar flares. Hello?
Oh no, my.
I can still hear you.
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me? Like, I'm trying to mute myself so you don't echo.
It's
But yeah, that was funny. And for me, I thought it was a dream until the point where the kids started arguing about who fell first. So then I was like, that must not be a dream. That must be a shared experience. And to me, that was epic. Super epic. So let me see. If anybody, I'm going to copy this and paste it here in the chat. If anybody wants to call in, if Travis can't get back in, please feel free to call here and join me and have a conversation. This is the link that you need to call in order to get here. Yeah, I apologize for the sound issues tonight. Like I said, I worked so hard getting this done. And still today, it was shit. It was shite. Freaking shite. So I don't know. You have T-minus 16 minutes and 20 seconds counting before the end of the show. So if you want to call in and say anything, just let me know. Yes, it's shite. Crucible, it's shite. Holy shite. Holy shnikes, if you're trying to be polite. But seriously, it's freaking shite. For real, if you work so many hours on the sound and the sound just ain't working out, it's shite. I don't know how else to explain it, seriously. Well, I don't know what you think, but I think it's shite. So yeah, I shared that link. If you want to come on in, feel free to. hang out with me for the last, I would say 15 minutes, but it's more like 12 minutes because I do have to do my outro, so. And Travis is not coming back. I wish he would, because I want to hear what he says. I love Travis. He's super awesome. He's had so many experiences, and I really respect him. Yes, it's funny, isn't it? But yeah, did you guys hear that story about our kitten? We're trying to find a room for this kitten, and this motherfucker ended up in our refrigerator. And then the old man found him this morning. He was like, holy shit. And the kids were like, what? The kitten was not only in the fridge, it was all the way up in the upper level of the fridge where the butter is. All the butter was put on the shelf below it, and the kitten was in the very top cupboard where the little clear thing comes down over it. So it was in respectable storage for anybody who wants a fresh kitten. Hey, Jason. Hey, I just shared the link. I'll share it again if you want to come in and chat for a couple minutes. We just lost Travis. He hasn't come back in, so I'm sharing this link for anybody that wants to come in. So if you want to come in and chat and talk about the show that you want to do, coming soon, come on in, Jason. Or Truzado, you coming too. I am going to check my email from what you sent me, but yeah, feel free to come aboard. Whether you're door dashing or oh my gosh, knock and dash is what my husband was calling it. We used to call it nigger knocking. So you go up and you knock on a door and you run. Some people would put a bag of shit there. I never did that. I'm not that disrespectful, but I found it fun. You can even do it on your phone, but I found it fun to like knock on a door and run. And one time I did that, I ran completely off the side of a porch, about 4 feet down, and landed, and I was like, and trying to breathe, and this old lady comes out, she's like, hello, not. Yeah, I was trying to get past it. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. Oh, man, I feel bad that I lost Travis. But yeah, that's how we would have fun, and also, I was talking to my daughter about prank phone calls, and one of my favorite people to do that with is Jason Mathis, who hopefully calls in soon because our show is almost over. But yeah, we used to prank call people, which we weren't as smart as he was. We didn't have the cool accents and stuff, but we still had fun with it. But yeah, like as far as work, not only have I gone from towing vehicles and not getting paid because I don't want to be paid in parts and bullshit. I need money. I have kids to raise. I can't be being paid in parts. Oh, there's my Jason. Hold on, adding you to stream. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, not bad. I was just eating some Jack in the Box chicken.
Nice. It's so hard to eat when you DoorDash. Like every time I go to eat, there's another order. So I'm like, maybe later.
Yeah, this phone sucks, so it's hard to have two apps open because it's slow.
Yeah, are you still dashing?
Yeah, I took today off.
Yeah, first thing this morning, Vern's like, are you dashing today? I'm like, nope. I don't work on the weekends.
Well, once you start, they'll start sending you peak times, like in the morning. Sometimes, like lately, they've been giving me an extra couple bucks, like for the breakfast, rush, lunch rush. But it's not like that when you first start. Like I said, you keep your rating up, and your acceptance rating above 70, you'll be doing good here in no time.
Well, I think they've been cheating over here, and I don't want to narc on them. But I must say, they started me off 4.7, and they're like, you're going to get epic dashes, and it kept showing the diamond sign, and so I'd get the highest dashes, And I'm like, I don't even know what you guys are talking about because I just started yesterday. And then I started again on Thursday. But yeah, I've only had 2 shit ones that are way out of town that don't tip. So 2 of those are shit. The rest of them are good. But yeah, my rating went from 4.7 to 5. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Well, keep this in mind. I think for every okay, so like if you lose a percentage point on your rating, it takes you I think 5 orders to get your rating back up a point or two. But check out DoorDash Diaries on YouTube. That guy is pretty good. He keeps up to date on stuff.
Yeah, I have to say it's been pretty cool. I love cruising around. I love delivering. And it's just like not the monotonous thing where you're doing the same thing every day. Except for you're doing deliveries, but it's different perspectives, different areas. Yeah, and that's what I love too. Like, I scheduled myself for earlier the other day on Thursday, but then my husband's 4-wheel drive is out, so I had to use my vehicle, and my daughter didn't get out of school till 3:50. I wanted to start at 2, and so I had to wait, and then I immediately went in about 4:20, perfect time, started door dashing, and I did that until about 10:20. But I scheduled myself till 10, so it cut me off, and I had to go in and redash, and then did one more order. But yeah, I made over $100 the other night. It was freaking epic. I loved it.
Yeah. And that's great because you stock that away, you get $500-600 in a week, and pretty soon you'll be getting your own RV and setting that shit up right.
Right? I'm gonna DoorDash an RV. This Nissan Xterra has been pretty cool. I wish I had my Nissan, because my Nissan, you know how Lon's Automotive is. They didn't work on my shit forever. I decided to go back there one day when I was doing my caretaking job. And I was like, driving the Dodge. We're going to park the Dodge. We're going to take my Nissan. And it fucking blew up on me. And so I don't have it anymore. But if I had that, I'd get thick mileage. Nissan gets pretty good mileage, but not as good as the Subaru would have.
Yeah. Well, right now, as I said, I'm trying to set up an interview with the real Slim Sherry. She does Facebook Reels. I think she's on YouTube and other social media apps. I'm not a big social media guy, but she pops up because she does Generation X Reels, and it's funny. So I thought, I was going to do the program Generation X, but I've been busy, as you know. So I thought, why not message her and ask? And I didn't expect her to respond so quickly, but so I wrote her, and then I said, well, I'll just audio record you a message. You can listen to it rather than reading a book. And I haven't heard back from her yet, but that was early.
No, that'd be awesome. So if you do want to do that on Friday, do it. If you need to send me a sound link and I just play it, I can try it. But like I said, I make every day, Monday through Friday, so that can be complicated.
I do have the program loaded on my laptop. No, I remember I have the program loaded on my laptop. I have everything set up to go. I don't know why I was thinking of my desktop. Probably because I want to use it.
Right? No, but totally, like your laptop works. It did before, so it would again. But yeah, seriously, you could do it from your laptop if you want to do it live, or you could just do a playback if you want to. I should have my sound shit worked out.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But I told her it was about your station and paranormal and everything. And I think it'd be a good cross section of audiences. Because I'm sure everybody's had a paranormal story in there somewhere. Because I did mention it. I said, I don't know if you've ever had a paranormal thing, but I think it'd be kind of interesting to talk about. I said, even if not, I said it'd be a good time.
Oh my gosh, I've been having such crazy dreams lately. It's insane. But yeah, I want to check her out. No, I've been sleeping. Last night was crazy because generally I'm on a time frame and I check the time every hour or whatever. last night. Like I was watching videos and I thought it was earlier than it was. And when I checked, it was 5:11. I was like, what the fuck? I need to go to sleep right now. Because this ain't the weekend. Usually I stay up like really, really late on the weekends. And I was so tired, I couldn't believe I was still awake. But yes, I want to check out the real Slim Cherry because she sounds intriguing to me. And when you mentioned her, I'm like, I'm sorry I don't know who she is. But I'm sure I would. I'd love her.
Just sitting there at your picnic table, fucking drinking and swapping stories and shit. She seems really down to earth. I don't know.
Not this time of year.
Well, no. Too white and snowy.
Yeah, it's too fucking cold, even in here. I think it's finally warmed up because of body temperature, but yeah. So I'm excited about it, and I'm excited that you want to do that. So yeah, just don't mention the C word. Because yeah,
no, we're not
getting warnings.
Not mentioning anything like political. We're keeping it light and pop culture stuff. I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the advent of the internet when we were there, because the internet, what a lot of the younger generation, I guess those born 1995 and after, they weren't there when the internet was originally. You could call it the dark web because there was all sorts of websites you just run into. And
no, but I have to say I'm excited that you're coming back on the air. And like I said, I haven't changed any passwords or anything. So you should know how to get in there and work it if you want to. It's up to you what you want to do. But yeah, for real. You got this. And I'm super excited to hear from the real Slim Sherry.
Yeah, but I'll find out. I'm hoping Friday. But whenever.
Well, yeah, and if, like you said, if she needs to do it earlier in the week, like you could pre-record it and then just play it back or whatever. But yeah, I just prefer live.
Melody was cute because I told her and she said, can I get on the radio and tell everybody about the skinwalker I saw? I said, yeah, sure.
Holy shit! I want to hear about that.
Yeah, this was. I told you. I'll tell you again. When I was staying at my old work, the week before I moved back here, one night we went out to the dollar store. The Family Dollar there. And you know that street next to True Value that snakes like an S and then straightens out. And as you go on that S road, there's those three trees all lined up right together, standing in the middle of nowhere right there by the sidewalk and into the street. Well, as I'm driving, I'm going slow, and the lights are going back and forth, and my headlights fall on right smack dab on the trees. And Melody says, "What the shit is that?" So I look over real quick and I see this big, huge brown thing run off like into the field. And I go, "What was that, Melody?" She goes, "It looked like a dog. It was crouching on his two legs, and then he stood up on two legs and started running. He looked like he had." She goes, "What's that disease you said that sometimes dogs have? Mange, and you can see the skin." I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Well, he looked like that, but he had a dog face, and he was running on two legs, and he was like he had patches of skin with hair, and you could see through." And I didn't see. I just saw a brown, like I don't know what it was. I saw something. She saw the whole thing. So when I stopped the car right by the trees, I started to back up the car to point the lights out to the field. She goes, "No." I said, "Why not?" And then I thought, well, if it is true, and if these dogman and cryptic encounters are true, and this place, the sighting was really close to my work, and even though our facility was surrounded with barbed wire fence. Those things you never know. Could they jump the fence? Could they? How agile are they? Because during that week, We did hear strange noises out back there because there's that baseball field and then the storage unit, and then you have just a whole open space over there between that property and of course the RV park. And we would hear banging on the back wall of the warehouse because on the mezzanine they had like an apartment area up there for employees that work, or if they're coming in from working from out of town because it was road crew, as you know. So we stayed up there, but we hear this like knocking, but it was the tin siding, like the thick tin siding of warehouses, but we would hear pounding like 3 or 4 times, and that was about 3 or 4 nights before she saw that what she saw, a skinwalker. So I was kind of wondering if it was that thing poking around, and then she finally saw it.
And that was around your work area towards the school and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
That's crazy.
Yep. Do you know where the
cemetery?
Do you know where the dumpsters are at True Value? Where the pallets are, where they store their pallets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you were coming out that way onto that side road and you're parked right next to the dumpsters with your headlights pointing towards the field and the trees, that's where that thing was standing right there. And I think you should just go out there one night, park right by that dumpster, because there's nobody out there. You can sit there with your lights out and watch, get your night vision out, because this was only at 8:30 at night, so it wasn't like it was late. And that place is really dark and secluded at that time of night, so it's very light traffic.
No, definitely. And I've been like, really wanting to do some stuff, and I was planning on doing something with an ambulance, but our new asshole neighbor, you know, that new house that got built across the way? Yeah, he's been a real douchebag, so I had to move my ambulance because he says he owns that land. Even though we've been using it for the last 19 years, he owns it, so I had to move my ambulance. So I'm going to, on the flagpole, I'm going to put the United States of America flag, a Marine Corps flag, and a middle finger flag, just for him.
That's funny.
His wife even left him because, you know, he's got to stick his little tiny penis into whatever, but, you know, fuck that guy, dude. He won't even come.
Wait a minute. That answers some questions while I was there. Okay.
Yeah. Seriously.
Well, no, I always had a feeling that she was kind of flirting with me, like looking at me and stuff, but I just, you know, what the hell do I know? I haven't dated in years, and dating changed so much.
I think she was just missing that connection because her old man wasn't giving it to her. He was giving it to his coworker instead. And then, yeah, she moved out. And I thought Lily knew. And a couple of weeks ago, I told her, oh my God, dude, Lily broke down. She was so fucking sad. And I told her about it just recently. I was like, Lily was so sad and cried when she found out that you left. And she's like, well, I'll let you know next time I come over because I still have some furniture to pick up. And yeah, he's like, even Tracy's pissed off. You guys, and I'm like, I don't fucking think so, because she even said she liked looking at my ambulance. You're just a douchebag that's like, oh, well, you plowed the snow, and since you have this berm in front of this ambulance, now I'm gonna make you move it. So the kids had to go out there, and like the older kids, and dig it out, and it was just fucking ridiculous. I can't wait till he moves. I hope he sells the place and moves. But yeah, it's been dumb. I really miss when that field was just a field, and there was no jackass over there.
Was he trying to build some greenhouse too? Or is that like a little tiny house that he was building?
Yeah, I think there was some attempt at a greenhouse, and I'm like,
I think he was.
You don't have to put all that plastic around. Yeah, well, you don't have to put plastic around it. Like, if you put a chain link, that works fine, but he put plastic around it without any slits in it, your shit's gonna get moldy. Like, all that humidity in there is not good.
He was growing hallucinogenic mushrooms. kidding.
Well, I have to say, I just finished off the last of mine last weekend. But yeah, those are good. I want some more. My mushrooms, please.
If I wasn't so chicken, I would try DMT. Because it sounds.
Well, have some if you want it.
No, I've heard a lot of tales from the trip about DMT and Clarence McKenna's or Terrence McKenna, not Terrence McKenna talks about it in his experiences. So it's
were you here when my sister came?
Which one?
My sister Kathy. I don't think you were. No. I think that was right before you moved here. Brian was here and everything, and
I wasn't there.
Her and a friend came out, and dude, she was smoking DMT like it was going out of style, and I was like, after I tried it twice. So the first time I had to drink a little before I got the courage to do it, and we went out to the casino, we went everywhere, and then we came home, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to try it. And I tried it, and we were out in the tree fort, and the pine cone lights turned into hearts, and I looked at my sister, and she looked like, what is that movie that's out right now?
Avatar?
Yeah, she looked like an Avatar princess. She like shook her head like this, and she kind of had the dread thing going on, and the Avatar princess face, and she looked so beautiful. And I looked beyond that to where the kitchen window was, and it looked like a lit up doorway. And everything was beautiful, but I was just like, I hate being out of control, so I was like, okay, this is cool, but when's this going to end? And it ended shortly after that. But to me, it was like pretty cool and enlightening. And then we did it again in the driveway, and we were listening to Little Red Wagon by Miranda Lambert, and I laughed and cried, and that was cool, but to me, I generally don't trip. Like, whether I do acid or mushrooms or anything, I don't trip. I think it's my Thomas gene. It does not allow me to. Yes, maybe if I'm driving, I see tracers from the reflectors, but otherwise, I don't trip like other people. So I'll feel robbed, but with that DMT, like, that was pretty intriguing. And she left me some. But like you said, I haven't had the balls to do it again because I have nobody to do it with. And I'm not going to just do it by myself. So I'm thinking about trading my DMT to my oldest daughter, who's 22, for some mushrooms. I don't know.
No, I'll trade with you for it because you know me, I do heavy research before I even. I just have to make sure there would be no medical repercussions for you. You know, I'm not going to disclose what the medical shit is, but you know what I mean. Just if I just want to do more research because I also know this would be the only time in my life that I would actually ever get this close to it. So if you want to trade something for it, I'm more than willing.
Yes, if you have any magic mushrooms, I'm totally down because I'd rather do that than antidepressants. I'd rather do that than drink. And I can make my own chocolates and be perfectly happy. Take 2 chocolates and have a good show. Instead of drinking or doing whatever else that I generally would do. Even smoking weed, like, I don't smoke a lot of that anymore. Ever since I started growing, I really don't smoke a lot of it. Like, I'll do it occasionally, like when I'm trying to sleep or whatever. Then I generally get up with the munchies. I'm like, man, I'm hungry. I need something salty, and I need something sweet. Then I'm going back to bed. But yeah, I have no interest in
the morning. Good in the morning.
I don't do that.
Well, I deal with traffic. You know me in traffic, especially here in the valley. So I kind of need to feel mellow before I head out. So
real.
I wake up really early. Excuse me, and have my little me time, and then like 3 hours later when I leave, I'm good to go. So.
Yeah, so definitely. If you want to trade some magic mushrooms, you can find some. Yeah, I have it right here. Because I bought it in because I was tempted to do it one night, but I'm too scared. I don't want to do it by myself. But yeah, this little container right here is full of the dims. Yeah.
You just put that. You just put that in a little. You do the
My
whole
sister
thing
put it in here.
or a little bit at a time. No, I was wondering.
So
I was wondering the joint.
Yeah, what she was doing. Yeah, what she was doing was put it on a bowl. What you're really supposed to do is, I don't know if you know about glass pipes. My brother said you're actually supposed to put this in a glass pipe and smoke it like that. That's the purest way to do it. But if you want to, load a bowl and put a little bit of this on top of there, and you just need to hold it in for at least like 10 to 15 seconds if you can. And then you get the effects. If it doesn't work out quite right the first time, try it again. But yeah, she was smoking this like it was going out of style, which I don't get it. Because, like, for me, twice was enough, and she's just, like, constantly doing it. I guess she really liked it, but...
I guess you liked another world.
Yeah, not me, buddy. It was nice to visit a couple times, but otherwise, I'm good. Night, Truzado.
I fucked up really bad.
What'd you do?
I put. Oh, I'm a dumb shit, and I put the wrong cigarette butt in the wrong drink. Fuck. Oh well, guess I'll have to reheat my coffee.
Maybe you can filter it out.
Oh no! Filter that shit. That's why I got reserved coffee on hand.
Dang it. Well, at least it was just coffee.
Well, it's decaf, so it's all right.
Yeah, did you know that decaf actually does still have caffeine in it? It's just lesser caffeine.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. I did buy a 2 liter.
This is at least I would say 5 to 6 bowls full of this stuff if you want.
It's good.
So what is your new business?
Oh, I don't know if I should say on the air. Oh yeah, I forgot I'm live on YouTube. Yes,
is it legal? Okay.
Yeah, it's completely legal. I just kind of want to keep it totally separate from. I'll tell you privately, but I want to keep it separate. Yeah.
So we are over time on KP Now and eTalk and Spreaker and everything else. So if you're done, we can end the show. It's up to you, and then we can go to the after party.
I don't want to keep anybody up, so to speak.
You don't want to keep anybody in suspense. Well, I would play the after party song, but yeah, I already closed that shit out. But I just want to thank everybody, Truzado, Sister Sandra, everybody else for coming in, listening, and fucking dealing with our sound bullshit. I'm so sorry about that. But that to me is insane. But yeah, thanks so much for dealing with that, and thanks so much for tuning in to We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in Rockies. And thank you to all of our friends on We Are Paradox Media's Facebook, KPNL Radio, eTalk Radio, Twitter, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, YouTube, wherever else you've been listening or watching. I'm so grateful for you, and I hope you have a wonderful evening wherever you're listening, whether it be here or beyond the omniverse. I had a wonderful time. Tomorrow night we have Luke and Mr. Vinny on. It's going to be an epic show. If Luke can't make it because he's busy playing the music, Vinny said he could have somebody else on. But yeah, it's always a good time with both those guys. So much fun. Very comedic. I love it. It's like a very comedic effect and with comedy. I love to laugh, and it's a really good medicine. You guys, don't forget, we're all in this together. Together, we can make the world a little better. And together, my friends, we are Paradox Media, because without you, there is no us. Until next time, mighty night, love and light to all my yous out there. Make sure you take care of all of my gentle people. And I will see you back here tomorrow night. Same time, same crazy bad place. Care my yous. Bye.